I wished everyone strength and peace in 2025, but I also said, I wish for you to have challenges because whenever we're going to have them.
Yeah, you're going to grow from them.
And so if you turn your challenges into triumphs, that's when you've succeeded. On this episode of the We Share podcast, Alex and Julie reflect on 2024 and dive into their expectations for 2025. Welcome to the We Share podcast. I'm Julie.
I'm Alex.
We share ourselves and we provide a platform for others to share.
We believe everyone has a purpose and a story to tell.
And we're back on the We Share podcast. I'm Julie.
And I'm Alex.
It's 2025.
I know. Who would have guessed we'd make it this far?
We've done so good.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I am excited for this next year. Like, beyond excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Okay, why are you excited? What's fueling?
I think all the things that I've been doing in my life are working up to this like pinnacle year. So I'm manifesting some major things this year. Hold me accountable next.
I will.
Next year,
I will.
2025.
No, look, I'm already holding you accountable. We've had some strong conversations about previous years.
Yes.
And you've done some hard things. There's been growth. You don't talk about them all, but some really hard things happened and you've triumphed.
Yes.
In my other podcast, so my crime podcast, I wished everyone strength and peace in 2025. But I also said, I wish for you to have challenges because whenever we're going to have them.
Yeah, you're going to grow from them.
And so if you turn your challenges into triumphs, that's when you've succeeded. So I would say you've turned challenges into triumphs. So
I one of my favorite phrases is turn your pain into your purpose. Mm-hmm. So if you can transmute that but it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to fall back into old patterns. So, here we're at the beginning of 2025 and everyone's making new resolutions or setting new goals. I started a little bit ahead of the game and then I have this, I don't know, I go in and maybe you can relate, like there's all this pressure. So the first couple days I'm like just watching football and taking down my Christmas and stuff. But I know that I have work to do now because I've made these commitments and plans and it's going to be hard and busy, but I know it'll be worth it.
I know you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do we do this stereotypical thing? Do we pick a word for the year or...
I want to pick a word, but I might pick 3. I don't know.
Well, if there's no rules, we can do whatever we want.
I know. So I typically just pick 1. And I don't know. Why don't you share yours first? Okay. And I'm going to try to pull up my Facebook post that I...
Okay. Let me first explain a little bit about myself.
Okay.
I think there's people out there that are designed for goal making, goal setting, goal keeping, and they do it very systematically. Like people have to start their weight loss journey on the first day of the month, or people have to do their saving of money based upon monthly calendaring, or things like that. Like they need those boundaries, and that's when they flourish.
Right.
I'm not that person. So the beginning of the year has never been I am now today going to change my entire life, because when I want to do something, I just change it or I just go forward.
Yeah. And you don't ever live 2 years the same.
No, so I don't. It's just always changing. So with that being said, I'm not a huge goal setter at the beginning of the year, but I do tend to pick a word that I like to just kind of like let it simmer in the back part of my brain so that when a challenge does come or an opportunity does come, that word's just kind of percolating back there. And I'm like, remember that word. I have picked, like one year I picked lean in, because I think if you lean into opportunities or lean into challenges or lean into difficulties or lean into newness,
right,
there's lots of great that can come from that. So I was thinking about the word for the year for 2025, and I thought about the word anchor. I was trying to think, what am I really good at? And I feel like I'm a good anchor for my family, and that's been important. So I'm going to continue that.
And you're also kind of like an anchor woman.
I am. It matches my job.
Yes, it matches your job. Double meaning.
Yes. And I feel like sometimes I take up hard causes, like in discussions that I have. And then I feel like I'm really anchored to my principles and things like that.
Yeah, your core values.
Yeah.
Those anchor us, right?
Yes. So I think it's a word more not that's something I'm trying to achieve, but something that matches me, and I want to amplify that because it's in there. Let's make it bigger and bolder and better.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. You just said two of my words in that last sentence.
The bold. I know you love
amplify.
Oh, amplify. Yeah.
So I wanted to 2025 be a year of amplifying my life in all aspects. Mm-hmm. But then a word bold came to me like maybe 2 weeks ago. I was probably listening to it at my podcast because that seems to be what happens at the gym, and just taking bold action and also being bold, like standing my ground when I need to, no matter the consequences. And I think there are good things from being bold. I also struggle with the masculine feminine because I really do want to step into my feminine. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say this out loud, but I would love to be a wife. I'm ready to be a wife, but I'm not just going to get married to get married. Yeah. But I couldn't have said that 7 years ago.
Yes.
I didn't want to get married again. I wasn't hopeful of that. But now I can see if I am in a relationship with the right person, I definitely want to take that step. So
I love that.
And being brave.
Yeah. So let's reflect on something that I watched you go through during one of our podcasts about, I don't know, a month and a half ago. Uh-huh. We had the interfaith pastors here.
Yes.
And off air, we talked about the unfortunate death of a person that I wouldn't say a close friend, but that you had strong acquaintance
to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she chose to take her own life.
Yes.
And you sat here and wept about it. And you said while talking amongst us women that you were going to be bolder and reach out to your friends. Yeah. You committed to that.
Yes. And we're doing it.
Yes. And I believe that's embracing your feminine side. You're going to be bold, and what can be sometimes difficult conversations or make you maybe feel a little foolish because you reach out to someone, you're like, I don't know why I'm supposed to, but I'm here. Right. You're willing to do that. Mm-hmm. And I think your personality is the perfect kind of personality to do it. So on mine, being anchored and finding what's good in me and amplifying it, I think you have that ability to reach out to people and be bold like that. It's really part of you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we are who we are, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I know I can come across to very confident to people and almost intimidating. I've heard that from females. But really I have this soft side. So a lot of it is just this persona that I've put on for so long. So it's being bold enough to share that softer side and not be afraid.
Bold doesn't mean harsh.
Yeah, no.
We should never confuse those two words, because you can be very bold in love.
Yes.
And that can be very feminine, very intimate, very warm, it's not harsh or cold.
Right. And opening my mind, my heart and soul to opportunities that I think I've been pretty guarded. I've played things pretty safe. I think I'm a little bit of a control freak. So it's being bold and letting go of some of that and let it be messy for a minute.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I'm going to get what I want, is if I really say it out loud and then take action.
I would also say, and you can stop me if you don't want to share this with everyone, but I would also say, as you have progressed in motherhood, you're now at the point as a mother to your children that they're going to allow it to get a little messy.
Yeah.
You don't always have that option as a mother.
Right.
Sometimes you're keeping all the pieces glued together.
Yes.
And you're keeping everything afloat and you're making it run. And lots of times in your situation, you're functioning as mom and dad.
Right.
And like your kids have grown and are at a spot that it's okay if you get a little messy right now.
Oh, yeah. And I think they all understand that I've held it together for so long. And it's almost my turn. I mean, technically, it might not be this next year, like a year and a half. I just think some exciting things will happen in 2025.
But it might take a year and a half for that to blossom.
Yeah, because Allie graduates, and that's like in 2026. And so that will be my real true focus, is giving her that senior year.
What she needs.
Yeah. And we had a little scare the other day. She was in a car accident. And she wasn't driving, and their car slid and went into a canal, but the back two tires kept them from falling into the canal. And so the car was like basically, like they were hanging from their seatbelts looking into the canal. And luckily they got out, and I think she has a little PTSD from it, but no one was hurt. But so lucky that nothing worse happened. And you have moments like that. You're like, any of our lives could change at any moment. And so it's just so important that we live each day the best we can, right? Like, where am I going with this?
Well, I would think that's your word, amplify.
Yeah.
That, is it easy to skate? It is. And I think we all do it. Like, we have days where I gave about 40% today. But amplifying is not having a majority of your days be 40%. And
true.
And so you learn from situations like Allie was just in, that tomorrow actually matters.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that that's awesome. Like, and again, it focuses back. We're going to have challenges, difficulties, car accidents.
I know, things that are, I mean, to hear her and her 16-year-old experiences and describe it. She's like, Mom, it was just like we weren't even going fast, and there was nothing Sid could do. The car was just sliding, and we could see it coming. And then once we went over the concrete barrier and we're just hanging there, we looked at each other, hanging from our seatbelts, like, are you okay? Are you okay? And then they knew they had to unclick their seatbelts and try to get out. And thankfully a man stopped. Like, she said it was not even 30 seconds later that someone was like opening the back door to help them get out. So it was just a little miracle. Yeah. Because they were panicked 16-year-old girls.
Oh, you would be terrified.
Yeah. 2 16-year-old. That never happened to me when I was 16. So.
Yeah, it didn't happen to me either. Yeah. You would be terrified.
Yes. And I had one of those mom moments. We've talked about this before as well, where I'm like, she should have called by now. I haven't heard from her. What's going on? Kept checking her location on my phone. She's still in Rexburg. She doesn't answer my call. And then she sends me a text. Sorry, Mom, we were in a car accident. I'm okay. But I'll call you in a little bit. And I'm like, what? So that time was very like, I was just
turmoil, frantic. Yes.
So nervous. And then after talking to her, I felt more at ease until she sent me the picture. And then I was like, oh my goodness, you guys must have been terrified just hanging there.
Yeah.
So I'm just lucky.
It's so hard, huh? To let them go and do grown-up things and travel a freeway and yeah.
And have a sleepover that I still was like, I don't even know all these people you're having. Like, there's some place in Rexburg. It's an old abandoned, it was an old school, and then they converted it into an Airbnb. Have you heard of this?
No.
And it sleeps like 100 people.
Oh my goodness.
So they had like 3 families and a bunch of the friends, and they threw a huge party up there for New Year's Eve.
Okay, now I'm going to have to look this up.
I know. I was like, how do I not know about this? And
yeah, this is a big like diversion. But I saw a TikTok the other day of a young man showing a school that they had converted into their family home. So all the kids are grown now.
Yeah.
So the 2 grown sons each live in like a wing, and they have, it looks like their own apartments.
Right.
And then they have like the gym, and that, like, it's an old school. And then the parents live on another part of the school, and they just all put it in together and did this. And it was amazing. They had put together.
It's probably really smart. It's like, here's our compound, our family compound.
Do you know what that said to me though that day? I was like, there's no rules anymore.
No.
There's no rules. You make what works, you make it.
Yeah.
And if that means you're buying an elementary school, and
you must have had good memories in that school.
Yes.
I had good memories at my elementary. I could maybe live in it. I don't know. New carpet would definitely be in order.
Do you ever get rid of the lunchroom smell?
I don't. Probably not.
Those starchy mashed potatoes.
I wonder if you could
and
just
the gravy.
hire the lunch ladies to be on the staff.
They have to make the peanut butter bars with the chocolate frosting every day.
Like, seriously, there are some memories of good lunch food.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. Anything else you want to accomplish in 2025? Really specific stuff?
Well, I really want to bring our WeShare community what they want to hear.
Oh,
so
I would love that.
I wanted to also use this episode as an invitation. Like, please DM us or post anything, topics you want to hear about. We are going to focus on wellness for the rest of January. We have a couple different instructors, owners, fitness professionals, medical professionals, people that have, I feel like, done a good example, or they're a good example of wellness. And so we're going to have them on. But
what better time as people have made, health goals.
Yes.
For 2025.
I mean, we should do this all year round. And I feel like we do. We bring on wellness guests all the time. But if there's something out there that you want to know more about, or if you want to come on our show and share something, your story or an experience, like you feel people could gain life lessons or like learn something from you, please come and please let us know.
Yeah, this is a place of authenticity. That's what we bring to these microphones, and that means your voice too.
Yes. Any books you want us to talk about or read? I feel like I'm always reading something. I've tried to deviate from self-help for like a month, and now I'm back into like, okay, I need self-help because I tried fantasy, guys. It does not work. Not romantic fantasy, but like dragons. And
it is interesting to me because that's not my thing either, but my girls have gotten into those, like, what is it? The Crown books, the whatever they're called, like the series of fantasy. Yeah. Yeah.
I think mine might've been one of those, and it was highly regarded, like, to start in a series. And I'm like, I couldn't finish it. And I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't in college and I wasn't assigned to read that book because it was painful. I had dragons don't do it for me, and flying and.
Yeah. I just finished listening to a book called The 5-Year Lie, and it's a thriller. And
I thought you were going to say it like parallels to your life, Alex.
Yeah.
5-Year Lie. Just kidding.
No, it's a thriller. There's death in it. But if you're looking for something that's light enough that you can listen to while you're like cleaning the house or whatever, it's a good little thriller.
You can handle death way better than I can.
Yeah. Maybe that's a not so great part of me. I don't know.
No, you like, it doesn't.
Sometimes I'll tell my clients about like a crime story that I'm researching, and they'll stare at me like, what are you doing with your life?
What about, because you read a lot of it, right? But visuals. Do visuals impact you?
Yeah, because when I read it all, I search for pictures all the time to fully understand the crime scene and stuff like that. So yeah. I just covered this is way off topic, but I just covered a crime story where it involved a man purposely wrecking the truck, and it killed his 2-year-old, and he thought he was going to kill both of them, but his wife stayed alive. Well, his girlfriend stayed alive. The pictures of that truck are just haunting. I can't believe anyone lived through that accident.
So he lived, and the girl...
No, he died.
Oh, he died.
The 2-year-old died.
But the girlfriend lived. But he thought they were all going to die.
Yeah. The girlfriend's now in jail because they have another child that's missing and they probably killed that child. Allegedly.
Oh, is this in the deep South? Where was this?
It was Alabama.
I just had a feeling.
Let me add to it. He's married to somebody else, but he's got 2 kids with this woman.
Oh. You never know, but you hear these stories or watch the movies and then you travel a bit and you're like, that person looks like they may have been Alabama. In that book or that I read.
Sounds like Alabama.
Yeah, I don't like romantic comedies. I like Virgin River.
Yeah.
Although it's segued a little bit. I'm not so crazy about season 6, but.
Is it in season 6?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like wondering if I didn't miss a season because it.
Do I want to watch the first seasons?
I like the first seasons. I think I liked it better. Like now a couple of characters kind of get on my nerves.
Okay.
But the scenery is so pretty.
Do you know,
I love mountain towns and rivers. And
I'm so known for this. Starting a series and only getting through the first season or the first 2 seasons. Like people told me I would love Dexter, right? I have a true crime podcast.
I'm surprised you don't.
I thought the first season of Dexter was good.
Yeah.
Episode 1 and 2, I might have got to the 3rd and the 2nd season. I was like, I can't do this. I can't. But that's very me. I tire too quickly.
Yes. I think I only did the first season. Again, dark stuff is too much for me.
That's a dark
It's
series.
pretty dark. And then when, again, being single, I don't need those kind of thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
Because I will literally not sleep at night. I already checked my locks multiple times to make sure.
Do we need to get Ring to sponsor us?
I got Ring.
Oh, you did get a camera system?
This was a new thing, an early Christmas present to myself before I went to Nashville, so that I could like watch my daughter and
just kind of keep track of
the dogs and stuff. So I have inside cameras and a Ring doorbell, but it goes off all the time.
Yes.
I can say it's very distracting in my work day. It's like ring, like
yeah. It's almost like you need to set it for a different tone and then ignore it. And check it like once an hour. Go back and look at the videos. I took it off of my phone. My husband tracks it.
I can't because I don't have a husband to track it. But it's a lot because, I mean, think of deliveries for Christmas. The Ring was going off all day.
Well, and imagine if you lived on a fairly busy street.
Oh, that's true.
I don't. So my Ring doorbell doesn't go off that much. It's for deliveries when my clients come and then, us just coming and going.
If someone just walks by in front of my house on the sidewalk,
it's going to go off.
It goes off. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of notifications.
It's a lot. But it did make me feel safer traveling and leaving Ellie home. So
good.
I think all in all, it's a good purchase. So Ring, yes, if you want to sponsor me.
We just said it was great.
Give me the subscription, the monthly. I already invested in your product.
Yeah.
Keep the single lady safe.
I love that. Okay, so words for 2025. Yeah. Anchor.
Amplify and bold for me.
Tell us what your words are. Let us know. We'd love to hear.
Yeah.
Because I get inspiration from watching other people, which is why I'm going to remember that you committed to, reaching out to friends, because I watch you do that. And then I go, I need to be better at that. So I get inspiration from what other people do. So I'd love to hear your words.
What did you do for New Year's Eve? Like, I want to.
Nothing.
Did you go to bed before midnight?
I went to bed before midnight, and my neighbor, who's a little bit of a pyromaniac, I love him, but the 4th of July is not the 4th of July. It's many days before and many days after of setting off illegal fireworks. I don't even know why I didn't think that he would set off fireworks at midnight. So I went to bed not expecting it. And when that first loud illegal firework went off in my cul-de-sac, I shot up out of bed, like sitting straight up,
you were
like
in war.
Like The Exorcist. And I was like, and my little dog was kind of down by my knees on top of the covers. She jumped up, like, what's going on? It was terrifying.
What about your husband?
Oh, slept right through it.
Nah, really?
Really. Not shocking at all. Not when he's snoring and I have to move him, it is multiple shakes of his shoulder to get him to roll over.
So the last few years I have been in bed. I've watched the earlier one, like New York or Nashville, and I've gone to bed. Mm-hmm. But this year I stayed up because my dear friends got engaged, and that was exciting. And we knew it was going to happen. So that was really fun. Other than the dance party after, I didn't keep my shoes on and I got spiked by my friend in some new boots. She literally was dancing.
Did it break a toe?
I think my fourth toe is broken. It's degloved a little too because she went up and down and twisted. And when I realized what had happened, I kind of hopped through the rest of the dance. Didn't want to call attention. And then soon the blood came. So I might lose a toenail too, and it's pretty bruised. But I did go to the gym yesterday. I worked out at home this morning on the bike because I figured, a little bit too much.
Maybe the gym was too much.
Yeah, the gym yesterday was a little bit too much on the treadmill, but hopefully skiing will be fine. The boot will protect me. And I'm glad it wasn't my big toe. Yeah. Because big toes play a larger part
in your balance. And yes.
So the ring toe, I'm not sure. Just it's always been an ugly toe, so it's just uglier now. But it was a fun New Year's to dance and celebrate, and now it's going to be fun to help, her any way she wants to help plan a wedding and stuff. So that's
good. Yeah. That's a great thing to look forward to.
Yeah, so fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll wrap this up. Please let us know what you want and
share
be looking.
Your words.
Yeah, share and be looking for a couple of the next podcasts. We're going to focus on health.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks. Thanks for joining us today on the We Share podcast.
If you've loved what you've heard, please give us a 5-star rating. Tell your friends and share this show.
You can also follow us for recipes, lifestyle and fashion tips, book reviews, and more on WeSharePodcast.com.
Join our Share Squad and sign up for our newsletter there.
We would love to connect with you.
We share on TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram. Give us a follow.
A big goodbye squeeze and sending you all our love from Alex and Julie.
Join us next week on the We Share podcast.